Hey y'all, it's racing day, so loud out here I can't hear a thing. Man, the fans are going wild. And these drivers came to rock, and no place else but Fox knows how to do it NASCAR style.
Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, boys!
Hey now, here we go, race day. Don't you be going slow. Keep that pedal down on the floor. Push it till the crowd can't take no more. Then hey, since the flag came down, be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways. Hey, since the flag came down, be here till the last lap around. Worked all week, it's time to play. Gonna get a little bit sideways.
Across the river underneath the Gateway Arch, and we are in East St. Louis for race number 11, the in-season tournament finale here at World Wide Technology Raceway for the Enjoy Illinois 300. Hello everybody, I am up in the booth alongside Johnny Adelaide here for what is set to be an amazing night of racing. We're here under sunset, the in-season tournament finale. We've got two drivers ready to duke it out here. Winner takes all, the highest finisher between Michael Guthrie and Ricardo Garcia, who's going to take home the bragging rights for this season tournament. It's going to be a great race here, 80 laps around this 1.25 mile track. Johnny, how are you doing here tonight?
I am doing great. Good to be in Illinois, even though, nobody thinks of Illinois when they think of St. Louis, but it's good to be here.
Absolutely. It's set to be, honestly, this is one of our best tracks on the schedule. We've raced here twice in Season 1 and Season 2. Season 1, we had a fuel mileage victory, with Aaron Hunter taking the win, stealing it from Christopher Marnell. In Season 2, we saw a dramatic overtime finish with a one-off win from one of the Heat Racing Sharp quadruplets. And yeah, we don't have any Heat Racing drivers, we don't have the Sharps, and we don't have Aaron Hunter, so it's going to be a new winner here tonight. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great show. Let's dive into our race facts here. Johnny, take us away.
Yep, so as we mentioned earlier, 80 laps around this 1.25 mile track. The race lane has been shortened due to time purposes. As you can see, it's getting dark, even though we have lights. We want to make sure all the race fans get home safe. This is one of the... I would consider this one of the best tracks on the calendar, one of our staples. This is our third time visiting here, and it's going to be a great race again. Now, turns 1 and 2 here are skinnier than turns 3 and 4, so that's going to be a technical challenge for our drivers getting around this track. But that also means opportunities for passing everywhere around this track. Now, last but not least, you gotta manage your tires here. Our fuel runs 30 to 35 laps, so it's gonna be a 2-stop race, but tires are gonna be crucially important throughout this race, and tire fall off is huge.
Thank you, Johnny. We're gonna hop right into our starting lineup here now. Santiago Nicholas takes his first pole of the season alongside Henry Lowe in row 1. Ian McDaniel and Anthony Foss make up row 2. Chris Lilly, Cam Arrow, see row number 3. Row number 4 is going to cycle towards Aaron Giffen and Tyler Cook. Row 5 sorts out with Christopher Marnell and Richard Bridge, 23 and 27. Row 6 sees Garrett Lamar and Kyle Navy, two pretty good friends. Row 7 sees a row of 5, Grayson Collins and Desquarius Greenhouse Jr. Row 8 is going to see Dark Horse Racing drivers Kaz Gralla and Justin Haley. Michael Guthrie and Stroke Banger make up row number 9. Row 10 has Ricardo Garcia and Cam Wright Jr. Those two rows, something to look out for as we have our in-season tournament drivers in those ones. That's the Christian Viscani and Logan Williams in row 11. Row 12 has Hunter and Jerry Chen. Row 13 sees Jordan Madron and Reed Simpson. Row 14 has Quentin Haley of Winnemac, Indiana, and Nicholas Sola. Row number 15 has Zachary Thompson, the 16, and Robbie Gordoff, the 33. Row 16 sees Joe Kraus and row number 17 is going to cycle towards Iowa City's native Blake Walker and Braden Sigafos. Austin Green and Matthew Fastnot round out row 18. Cycling towards the back half of the field here, Chase Gibbons, Brian Barone in row 19. Row 20, Aris Yuko hasn't had the strongest of qualifying runs as of recent, and more is told. And in the back of the field is Alexander Rowe and Ethan Harrison.
That's how we'll roll off for all 42 drivers. Any final notes here, Johnny, before we get set for 80 laps?
Oh, I can't wait to see what this race has to bring.
Absolutely. Santiago Nicholas, Henry Guo, they're going to lead them down. Coming out of turn 4, creeping, crawling, getting ready to go underway here at World Wide Technology Raceway. Slowly inching towards that restart zone. Firing away. Green flag is in the air. Santiago Nicholas, Henry Guo lead him to turn 1. That's Ian McDaniel with a great start in row 2 as they heavy braking into turns 1 and 2. The field's going to fan out as they fire down the back straightaway.
You see Santiago Nicholas out to a pretty comfortable lead right now, even though it looked like Henry Guo got off to a better start than him. But now here comes Ian McDaniel in the 6 car.
That outside line is going to be pretty treacherous if you're going to want to make a move on the openings on these restarts here as we see the full field fly by.
McDaniel is pinned on that back bumper of Santiago Nicholas. Luckily, we've got the single file restarts again, so I don't think we're going to see too many people losing spots on that outside line, but it appears that you're going to want to really shuck it in on the inside if you're going to want to make a move, especially in the turn 1. Looks like 3 and a 4, you're really able to go 2-3 wide and kind of hold your ground here.
Yeah, for sure, but you can see there's now a 2-car breakaway at the front with the 83 and the 6 car.
As your in-season tournament battle here, the 51 and the 48, they're side by side in 15th right now. Guthrie's got the advantage. This yellow comes out already on lap 3. Oh, trouble with Ethan Harrison, and it looks like Alexander Rowe is going to bring out the yellow on lap 3 of 80.
The hard hit into the wall, Ethan Harrison. Entire back end off of that 77 car. They race back to the line.
As that's a rear clip and more for the 77. And Santiago Nicholas, his first pole of the season, leads them back to lap 4 of 80. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Looks like the 80, the 52, they got together. The 08 of Nicholas Soa, that was on the front stretch. It looks like Nathan Stapleton, the Powerade car. So let's see what happened with Harrison. They avoid that incident. They're fanning out there. They decide to take evasive action. Harrison just clips the grass, and I think he got squeezed down a little bit by the 0 of Rowe.
Yeah, this is a very confusing incident. I'm trying to make sense of it still, but either way, at the end of the day, we have damaged race cars as Ian McDaniel actually comes to pit road.
As does Christopher Marnell. This is an interesting note of strategy. Jerry Chen does. Looks like Justin Haley. So, Mr. Adelaide and Strokey Banger, you've got 80 laps here. You're going to have to cut this race into thirds because you're going to have to pit twice. Pitting here on lap 3 could be a strategy. You can undercut or go long. It looks like they're just going to go fuel only. So you can go long on some of these green flag runs if we do have a green flag run. Maybe try to bank for a caution.
What is happening here?
They aren't allowed to go yet, so because they had to let the whole field go by. So stacking up at the bottom of pit road, but those drivers will be in the rear. So split strategy here at Gateway. We've seen split strategies before. Logan Williams won a race because of split strategy at Auto Club. Yeah, it's going to be a restart on lap 8. Santiago Nicholas, Chris Lilly now takes the second spot. Henry Guo, Aaron Giffen, and Garrett Lamar will be your top 5.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this strategy plays out, but Now they're coming back to the line for a single file restart, which will be good.
It's going to be beneficial for Chris Lilly starting in second place. He's going to back up to the 47's bumper as the 83 takes the green flag. And there's the 62 of Aaron Giffen. He's all the way on the back bumper of Henry Guo. They're going to be single file through turns 1 and 2. But Aaron Giffen got a really good start there, as did the always, I would say, there's a lot of adjectives you can use to describe Garrett Lamar, but I would say aggressive is one of them.
For sure. Now Chris Lilly in that one car, right back on the bumper of Santiago Nicholas in the 83. See if he can make something happen here going to this lap. Tries to go to the bottom, doesn't quite have it. Now he gets it.
Looks like he gave him a little bump into turn 1. Very similar to how we saw Ian McDaniel right on that back bumper of the 83. Gave him, they were practically nose to tail. It was like a plate race in 2012. Side by side through 3 and 4. I wonder what the preferred line out of 3 and 4 is here, as you have a much wider radius of a corner. It looks like that middle to high groove may be the place to be. So you want to wrap the bottom in turns 1 and 2, and then maybe stay in lane 2 or 3 and 4.
Yeah, Santiago Nicholas, he gets the lead back. Looking at how those cars went around turns 3 and 4, you can see Henry Gold gained a fair bit of ground, but because he wasn't able to get back down to the inside line, he lost a couple of spots in turns 1 and 2. Right now we're looking at, our in-season battle. As you can see, they were right behind each other.
Garcia has taken that in-season tournament lead away from Guthrie. He's now in 12th. Guthrie's in 13th. The 03 of Castralla fighting with pretty good friend Grayson Collins. This seems to be for within the top 10. This is for 6th and 7th. We've got 3 Kevin Harvick Inc. cars running within this top 10. That's the 62 of Aaron Giffen. He's actually in 3rd. A little bit of scoring error on the timetable here. And then the 21 of Anthony Foss, and the 29 of Cam Arrow. They're sitting here in what appears to be 7th and 8th. Great runs from 2 drivers who we really haven't talked about much this season. Ricardo Garcia and Michael Guthrie have made their way up to the gaggle for the bottom of this top 10 here. We don't really talk about the 21 and the 29 a whole lot, and unfortunately we talk about the 3 a fair amount, but these Kevin Harvick game cars, and I'd say the 3 because he gets his accidents, not typically his fault. But these Kevin Harvick game cars have been pretty consistent in terms of floating around between the top 10, top 20, maybe 25th or so. But these guys have been pretty good mid-pack contenders. They had a good run last week at COTA. We talked about Cam Arrow a fair bit. Me and Tommy McIntyre did, and then now we see 3 of them in the top 10.
Yeah, for sure, riding on board now with Michael Guthrie. He's in 14th. You can see his opponent, Ricardo Garcia, at the 12th. Now, Michael Guthrie has won 2 of the last 3 races. He has an average finish of 6th in the last 4 races. He's the points leader, and he is one of only 2 drivers with multiple wins this year. So, to see him battling with Ricardo Garcia might be a bit surprising to you because of, Garcia's reputation. But actually, Garcia has an average finish of 5 over the last 4 races. That is better than Michael Guthrie. So this is very interesting to watch as team owner Aris Yuko now battling with another team owner, Christopher Marnell.
This is for 21st, so Marnell and Chen are in 21st and 27th or 22nd. They both pitted, and they've already made their way halfway through the field. So I think that they're being really aggressive here. They've got a full tank of fuel, and they know that they can push it. They'll probably be pitting with a little bit later than everybody else, but very aggressive from these guys cutting their way through the field. The 2 teammates we mentioned earlier from Kevin Harvick Inc. both sitting well within the top 10. The 27 of Richard Fridge, your Armory Digital winner. First Super Speedway win for DAF Racing. Because we'll look back at Jerry. Go for it.
Yeah, speaking of DAF Racing, we're looking at Jerry Chen now. He's taken the position away from Christopher Mornell on the inside. These cars, again, are on fresher, well, not fresher tires, but they pitted earlier, and they have more fuel, so I guess these drivers may be able to be a little more aggressive with their driving because they are not as concerned about fuel as the other guys are, especially if a caution comes out.
Absolutely, and track position is really critical here at a track like Gateway, and not to mention, you're looking at, I was going to say, two of the better drivers in the field with Marnell and Jerry Chen, who's really made his impact over the last, I would say, one full season that he's been running, half of Season 2 in the Cup Series, and then Season 3 so far. And another esteemed veteran, the 17, he's been making progress through the field. So it's no surprise to see a driver like Jerry Chen, a driver like Christopher Marnell, a driver, and then also the driver like the 17, who have been making their way through the field. Logan Williams started closer towards the back. He just hasn't had qualifying luck, I would say. Logan Williams tends to excel coming on late throughout the race, but he just hasn't been qualifying amazingly well. Didn't have a great qualifying at COTA. Didn't have a really good qualifying at Armory Digital either. He's been pretty, I wouldn't say non-existent, but pretty quiet for someone that has 2 wins on the year and was leading the points until Michael Guthrie decided to show up. As we look at a battle for 6th.
That's Tyler Cook. We haven't seen him near the front of the field since the opening rounds.
Yeah, this 43 was leading the points after race 2 and race 3, back-to-back second-place finishes for Tyler Cook. After race 2, race 3 was rocking him, didn't have the most stellar of runs. But he's been looking to regain some form as Ethan Harrison, with the rear clip all but torn off, battling with his teammate. Oh, really? Nicholas Soa puts the nose to Barone there, as this is for 29th. Still very aggressive throughout the field, and that's one of the things about LIMECAR here, is you see Reed Simpson really send it in breaking late. You've got battles all throughout the field, and it's pretty hard and pretty difficult to highlight them every single week because there's just so much action happening throughout the field.
For sure. And a lot of times for these drivers, they're engaged in these super tough battles, and then, it takes them 2 laps to realize, oh, this is for 35th. And, maybe it could be a little discouraging, but, people are in it because they love it. As near the front of the field, now we see the 5 car putting the nose to the 47 of Henry Guo.
And oh, that's Kaz Gralla. He makes a late break, a late shift down into turn 1. Last of the late breakers, Kaz Gralla embodying what would be, he's done that move plenty of times, especially on Bryson Collins at Gateway and iRacing here, as they're going to battle for 5th now. Bryson was battling for 4th with Guo, but now he's got his hands full with not only Kaz Gralla, but Tyler Cook as well. Unfortunate news from the garage. We were mentioning the drivers that pitted. It was the 6, the 37, the 23, and a few others. We saw the 37 and 23 battling with each other, wondering where McDaniel was, as the 03 takes the position from Collins. We go on board inside the cockpit with the 13. Ian McDaniel has taken his efforts to the garage. A motor issue, just another string of bad luck for the Bones Motorsports team.
And that's such bad luck. You saw him at the beginning of the race, challenging for the lead, and now he's in the garage. Shows you how quickly things can change here in LIMECAR.
Absolutely, and McDaniel was a championship contender last season. Had a really strong run of form through the second half of the year. Was in the mid-20s in the point standings before battling his way through the field, leading the points heading into the final race. And
I think we mentioned it earlier, is Tyler Cook is right on that bumper of Garrett Lamar. That's a teammate, Tyler. Lay off it. I mean, if it wasn't for such a poor qualifying result for McDaniel, I think that was the 26 car back then. He's now in the 6. I believe that 26 car would have won the title. But we had back-to-back DAF Racing championships from drivers. Now we're looking at Aaron Giffen. Contrary to the timetable on the top of the screen, he is in 3rd. Unsure why the transponders aren't working, but he's all over that back bumper of Chris Lilly. Another driver who hasn't really been up front all season, the Simpson Autosport #1 driver, but he led the most laps at Armory Digital, and by a considerable margin too at a super speedway. He led over a quarter of the race up front in that #1 car.
That's a really pretty looking 1 car. Whoever painted that car, pretty proud of himself. It's a really good looking, really serious XM car. As he tries to get on the bottom, same time with Nicholas.
Saw that front bumper of that Toyota almost got stuck on the left rear quarter panel of the 83. Luckily, Chris Lilly, an esteemed racing driver, rookie to the series, but not a rookie to racing, knew when to lift. I think that sort of racecraft, especially it's only lap 27, the laps are ticking down. You have plenty of race left. You've got 2 pit stops to go. You've got the 62 all over you.
These drivers are getting really aggressive here, but they're also backing out. So they're getting aggressive, and then they're just kind of getting their situational awareness in check and being like, well, we're on lap 28, and they're backing out. But they're kind of showing the guys in front of them they're not scared to stick their nose on their bumper and get to racing. As you can see, Henry Gold on the really low line next to Eric Giffen in a 62 car.
Well, you were saying that... Yeah, hopefully takes that position away. You were saying that they weren't backing out. The CRT, Price's Racing Team drivers of Garrett Lamar and Tyler Cook were not backing out. They were side-by-side entering turn 1, and Tyler Cook sent it into the corner so deep I thought he almost hit the wall. But that little battle for 6th has not calmed down whatsoever.
Between teammates, as we're mentioning that again, they're going too wide here. I really thought Henry Gold was gonna try harder to take that spot, but he falls back in the line. But Garrett Lamar, on the other hand, still on the bottom of Kaz Grala. Tyler Cook. Oh my God!
There goes the 13.
Come on, that's your teammate.
Oh, the 13 of Garrett Lamar gets spun and
Ends up in line right next to his team owner.
Oh, goodness gracious, is a little battle for what appears to be 8th or 9th. But Tyler Cook has done the cardinal sin of racing, #1 rule in racing. Don't wreck your teammate.
And that was one of the most egregious wreck your teammate moments I've ever seen. He just straight up drove that 13 into the wall.
Let's take a look at this replay here. I don't think it was too bad, but Lamar lifts a little early. So does Cook. You see the brake flames, and man, your biggest rival on the track is always your teammate.
You gotta let go of the gas in that scenario. You're already on the bumper of your teammate. You can't just keep your foot in the gas and keep going. Cool turn of irony after he got spun out, as you can see here, the back bumper 13. Cook makes contact and doesn't let go, and now they're both in the wall. Garrett Lamar ends up basically right next to his team owner, Christopher Marnell, being like, you see this? You see what just happened there?
As everybody's going to come down pit road here, I can imagine that the post-race team meeting briefing is going to be fun, is one word I would describe it.
Yeah, that was an interesting, to say the least, interesting turn of events. But now everybody's down pit road, so we'll see who leaves first. Most people are getting tires and fuel, as we expect to see here.
More
Four
tires and
tires
fuel for
for
the
most of these guys.
entire field.
Not a huge shakeup in the standings, seemingly everybody comes out around where they came in. This does also kind of equalize the field, though, because we saw people who took the early stop on lap 3. They are now back in line, back on the same strategy as everyone else.
Absolutely. As we do have a small shakeup in the order, tiny bit of shakeup, not really. The 03 has gained 1 position or so. The 5 of Brayson Collins sitting there in 6th. The 21 has made up some positions. And Ricardo Garcia has entered the top 10 in 10th. As we'll be going back racing on lap 35 of 80, just before halfway. Santiago Nicolas has led flag to flag as we speak. Crawling towards the restart zone. Green flag. Aaron Giffen doesn't get going. Chris Lilly does. It's going to be a 2-car race down to the front stretch.
Chris Lilly right on a bumper of that E3 car. Can't quite get to the bottom. I'll settle for second for now.
Great. As Brayson Collins has made his way to the inside of Henry Guo for 5th. Looks like Henry Guo is going to have the preferred line going into turns 3 and 4. We're going to get a little flyby of the field here.
You know, sometimes you forget how many cars 40 cars actually is.
Look how colorful this field is. I think we did a great job of really painting the field this season. Definitely one of the brighter seasons that we've had and across all of SimRacing, not just LIMECAR. As we got another yellow. Oh, down the front straightaway. Oh, that's Tyler Cook again. The 01 of Norris Bolt.
You got to see the replay, see if he caused this or if this is karma.
I don't know. I think his front bumper is definitely attracting more rear bumpers than he anticipated, as the field is going to come back to the front straightaway. Santiago Nicolas still in the lead. Top 5 the same as it was when we took the green flag. Only a lap and a half under green conditions. Let's take a look and see this replay. I really hope it wasn't Tyler's fault, but something tells me it was.
Oh, God.
That's just 2 cars coming together at one place. The 01 may have been told that he was clear. The 43 was just taking his line. The 01 looks like he washes up a tiny bit. It does, goes way out to the wall.
Can't really blame the 43 on this one. It looks like the 01 ran a little too wide, tries to correct himself, and then at that point you're trying to go for the same piece of real estate. But another incident with the 43 involved.
Another one of those racing deals. Yeah, throw another 4X on the 43. As the 88 comes down pit road to Blake Walker, he's topping off on fuel. He was sitting in around 30th, so it doesn't do much for his running position. But we've crossed the halfway mark. Yeah, absolutely, might as well. Cross the halfway mark. Race is official if we see rain. Fortunately, we live in a universe where there is no rain whatsoever. So we'll be seeing all 80 laps here. As Santiago Nicolas, still in the lead, has led all 41 completed laps so far. Not going to jinx it, but the last time we saw someone leading flag to flag, that was Bristol, Nicholas Soa, and we still have one more pit stop to go, we assume. As green flag is back out, we're back underway here. It's the Santiago Nicolas show so far. As the field roars through turns 1 and 2.
See some drivers getting pushed wide. Now we're getting a little bit of three wide action further back in the field, but they'll sort themselves out. 17 though, Logan Williams. Where'd he come from?
He's made his way, looks like, into the top 10. That's for 6th. Yep, that's for 6th. He's passing. No, that is for 7th, passing Brayson Collins. As the 21 has entered the top 5. And Kaz Gralla. Gralla has a little bit of solid runs here at Gateway in the Truck Series, and most of this Truck Series. He's run through the Truck Series, well, but that was a good Collins season. We're on board with the 27. Watching a little bit of battling between Ricardo Garcia and Robbie Gordoff. Talk about someone who's made his way through the field pretty methodically. He had a great pit stop riding the Gordoff, put himself into 12th. He was running in 20th for the CR2 pit crew. Doing great work on that 32 car. Now he's made his way past Ricardo Garcia into 8th. As the 27th for the great work on the 48 as well. Big wiggle out of the 16. Wow.
Ricardo Garcia holds on to that spot from the 27, but you see his rival in the in-season tournament, Michael Guthrie, he's in 14th. Ricardo Garcia is in 10th. So Garcia right now holds the lead, but it's pretty close, and it's been pretty close all day, although Garcia seemingly has the edge, at least as of right now.
As the 23 of Christopher Marnell, he had that earlier strategy. As the 16 of Zachary Ponce is really fading here as we're watching him fall back. Marnell is up to 16th on the running order. That 23 car looks bad fast. I don't know where Jerry Chen is. It looks like he's a little further back, but he's been carving his way through the field, and he's got about 35 laps to go to be able to get it done. 21 of Anthony Foss sitting comfortably in 5th on an island on his own, I would say. It is not really an island, but he's got about half a second between the driver in front and driver behind. With how tight everybody else is, that's about as good of an island as you can get.
Unless you're Santiago Nicholas, in which case you're so far out front, you see nothing but ocean.
Big battle here. Guthrie is battling for 13th right now. You see that gold 23 entering the frame. Kind of staying tight, staying firm. He's got 2 cars as the 80 of Christian Visconti dives to the inside of the 27. I don't know, the 51 really missed the corner there. He went way wide.
It's Christopher Marnell the opportunity, it looked like.
Marnell made it looked like he went 2 for 1 there. As the 13 has, I think these CRT cars are really, really fast. The 13, I don't know if you saw it there, got really sideways out of the corner. That 13's up to 20th. So Lamar has made his way back through the field. The 33 has been chopping his way up. The 23 is doing well. And the 43, sans chrome horning of someone's rear bumper twice, has also been pretty fast. So these Chevrolets have brought the energy to East St. Louis. Home race for Robbie Gordoff as well, a St. Louis native. He's been wanting to have a good show and a good result. Has had some pretty bad luck as of recently, although a top 5 run at COTA did put a smile on his face.
You see Christopher Marnell now still in the frame. Couldn't quite pass Michael Guthrie yet.
We're looking at Kyle Mabey for 15th, getting a little spicy here. Kyle Mabey, another one of those drivers, pretty quiet. We talked about him a fair bit, but this 32 car, an esteemed road course racer, has done pretty well on ovals this season. Had a second or third place run. It was second place run at the Coke 600. To the inside goes Marnell. as we cut away from that battle for some reason. It looks like the 23 wasn't able to get it done, as the 80 is now side by side with the 03. I lied. The 23 was able to get it done. Passes the 51 on the exit of the corner, and now he's on the inside of the 27 going into turn 1. 2-for-1 deal, 2-for-1 special for Christopher Marnell. He's able to get it for free. As now we're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Quentin Haley. Oh, don't make it 4 wide, Quentin. Oh, he's going to just push the 32. He really thought about it there. I thought we were going to go 4 wide for a second.
I did too. Cal Maybe, though, gets the best deal out of that one. And 27, that car got the short end of the stick. He's getting pushed all the way back. Michael Guthrie struggling on the high side there as his rival Ricardo Garcia keeps climbing. About to pass Breeze and Collins now.
And then 48, I mean, we saw the 51 slip back a little bit, but this 48 car has really put up the fight. As you mentioned, an average finish of 5 over the last 4 races is not an easy feat to do, especially at the racetracks we have. Auto Club, Bristol, Armory Digital, and COTA. 4 completely different tracks in terms of just anything, and being able to have an average finish of 5, to have an average finish of 6, and have 2 wins over that course is equally as impressive. Some naysayers might say, oh, Ricardo Garcia, he was the 30 seed. I genuinely can't think of 2 drivers that deserve it more than those 2 to be battling it out here at Gateway, just in terms of the last few races that we've seen. They're the 2 best drivers in the series right now.
My gosh, look at Christopher Marnell. He makes passing look so easy as he just takes down Cascarella in the 03.
That's for 11th. Actually, for 10th, I'm sorry. The 03 has fallen. He was in 5th place. But this has been a trend for Cascarella. We saw at COTA, after he got past the lead, he just dropped like a rock. And the 03, once again, falling pretty comfortably, but he's been falling since this restart about 10 laps ago. 33 of Robbie Gordoff in the top 10. Go for it.
Oh, I was just saying, much like Cascarella's real life NASCAR career after 2017, he fades after having pretty good run early in every race. That was perhaps uncalled for, as Christopher Marnell is continuing to climb. I'm going to stop talking for a minute as I reflect upon my own statements.
I wouldn't say that's out of left field, as the 48 makes a pass on Brace and Collins pretty comfortably. So Ricardo Garcia once again moving up the road. On board with Guthrie.
And if I'm Guthrie, with 20 laps to go here, I'm getting a little concerned. I really got to get going now if you're 7 spots behind. But, you're still running 15 and you still got at least another pit stop coming. So perhaps don't worry quite yet, but think about getting to it if you want to win the Dragon Knights.
And to hold on to that point streak as well. And Santiago Nicolas, he's leading the race. He's led all 59 laps so far. Who's second in points? That's Santiago Nicolas, as we got a little bit of battle here for, big slide out of the 21. He was able to keep it going, and the 17 missed the quarter completely in turn 1, and now he's got a shot at 5th place. So Johnny, I'm going to put you on the pit box here. We had everybody pit at lap 35, right? Everybody got fuel and tires. We're looking at lap 60. Got 21 laps to go. When do you make your stop? Because our fuel window 30 to 35 laps, I would say. We had a yellow in between our last pit stop, so you can probably stretch it a little longer than the scheduled distance. Oh, we got someone coming down pit road right now. I was just about to say, when are you coming down? Is this the play right here with 20 laps to go?
Yeah, Chris Lilly comes down. He's the first to come down, and he brings Ricardo Garcia, Kyle maybe with him. I think right now might be a little early, I would say, but definitely in 5 laps or so, I would say is pretty good time to be thinking about coming down. But we'll see how the gamble pays out for the crew that came down early. Santiago
They could be
Nicholas.
going. I was going to say, they could be going for the undercut. We've seen how good tires can be if you're Chris Lilly, Ricardo Garcia, Kyle maybe. You've got to get on your horse and go. Get those 4 fresh tires. I think everybody's coming down for 4 tires and fuel. Get those fresh tires and go. You got to be setting qualifying laps out there to try to make it worth it.
For sure. If you're doing the undercut, the key is you don't know when the next caution is going to come out, if it's going to come out. So you got to take as many positions as you can while you're at it, because if a caution comes out, that equalizes everyone else, right? And if you don't pit, you get the track position, but now you got a full field close behind you with fresh tires. If you do pit, then it doesn't really matter. But the key here is to just keep going. As Christopher Marnell, one of our fastest cars today, he comes in the pit.
Takes Justin Haley with him. As still a little battle for 4th and 5th here between Anthony Foss and Logan Williams. The clock is definitely ticking for some of these guys. I would say within the next few laps, seems like you mentioned, is when we're going to see people come down pit road.
For sure. I wouldn't come later than lap 67, 68-ish. Garrett Lamar now comes, takes down a bigger crew than usual. We see there's Zuko is among the people that pitted. Santiago Nicholas, though, still staying out as of this lap.
Extending his lead as well. He's got clean, fresh air and nobody behind him. At the track like this, someone behind you, as we've got the entire top 5 besides Santiago Nicholas coming down here. This opens the floodgates here on lap 65 of 80.
Now, if I'm the crew chief of that 83 car, now I might be starting to worry just a little. The entire field is now in the pits, and the car that has led all day hasn't come down yet. We'll have to see how the field shakes out after this round of pit stops.
This is the entire field. There goes the 85 now, or the 83, I'm sorry, taking Quentin Haley, who also stayed out, and the 16. And that is the remaining group of drivers that need to come down pit road. As the 62 exits pit road first, actually, I believe, yep, of this group. As we see the remainder of the field coming out. Of course, this is that final group, as we'll look at Santiago Nicholas coming down, getting 4 fresh tires and fuel. Oh, but the 62, he exited pit road first, but we've got word from the tower. Too fast entering pit road. Brutal blow for Aaron Giffen. But as it cycles out, Chris Lilly seems to be the driver out front. Here comes Santiago Nicholas. He's going to exit pit road. Let's see where he cycles out to. Oh, Lilly has him gapped by a far margin. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that early gamble really paid off.
83 is going to cycle from 1st down to 7th place. Marnell has made his way into the top 10. Chris Lilly is going to be your leader here as the 62 comes down pit road. And oh, we got a caution. The 11, the 14, the 60, the 77. As the yellow comes out at what seems to be maybe the perfect time for everybody if your name is not Chris Lilly.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chris Lilly is the only person disappointed about that caution coming out. That gigantic lead that the one car has built is now gone. See how that happened. Damaged car of 77. Really, really, really slow here.
Looks like he's out of gas. Yeah, that's 77. Out of fuel, staying out of the racing line.
Ish, maybe, kinda. Yeah, he doesn't give anybody any room, and they were all the 11 and 14 were too wide, and then Hunter Collier just runs right into them.
60 car already didn't have a nose to start with, but definitely doesn't have a nose now.
There's nowhere for Stapleton and Gibbons to go. They were trying to avoid, and Gibbons just took as low of a line as possible going side by side. We'll go on board with the 60.
That was a hard hit. I don't think the 77 was intentionally trying to get in the racing line. I think it didn't have enough momentum to even stay on the top side of that racetrack on the banking. It was sliding down. It's an unfortunate position for everybody to be in.
So your restarting order, as the 77 stays on the track, the 60 is going to exit to the garage, as does a few others. Chris Lilly, your leader. The 62, Aaron Giffen, 1 lap down. Keep note of that. Single file starts. We're under 10 laps. We'll be restarting with 10 to go, so he stays his position in line. At 62, 1 lap down. Robbie Gordoff in second place. Look at this, guys. Ricardo Garcia, P3, as the 80 is P4 and the 47 is P5. Amazing pit stop from Ricardo Garcia as the green flag is back out. We're back underway with 10 laps to go at Gateway.
He might have lost a huge lead he had, but he should sleep easy knowing that there's a lap car behind him. Fast lap car too. They're only using a 62 as lap because of pit stops. I mean, that's been a fast car all day. Santiago Nicholas maybe doesn't get off to the best start, but he's trying to get back to that lead that has been his the whole day. Trying to get back. Sammy Gore goes low.
The 62 of Aaron Giffen. He's going to make Chris Lilly's life horrible. Hopefully the 1 gets a good run off the corner, as 2 for 1 for Christopher Marnell through turns 1 and 2. We didn't even have that all the way on camera, but Marnell has made his way from 8th to 6th in 1 corner, as the 47 is working on the 48 here, as the 23 all over the back bumper of the 47, and the 33 of Robbie Gordoff is sitting there in second place, the hometown hero. Marnell now in 5th. The 21 has fallen back a fair amount. We've got madness up front. 8 laps to go here at Gateway. This is setting up to be an incredible finish.
And the 23 is so fast. He almost made the topside work in turns 1 and 2, like nobody has. Michael Guthrie, though, in 15th, as his competitor is in 3rd for the in-season tournament, Ricardo Garcia.
I think all is almost lost for the 51 as Gordoff goes to the inside of Chris Lilly. With 7 to go, the 33 makes the pass. He's going to clear Chris Lilly. Robbie Gordoff, the St. Louis native, in front. You could not script a better storyline, but there's still 7 laps to go. Here comes Ricardo Garcia. Here comes Christopher Marnell. You saw that gold and black. You saw that gold and black 23 dart to the inside. He's on the inside of the 47. Coming to 6 laps to go here. Santiago Nicholas, don't count him out. He's sitting in 6th place. We've got 2nd through 6th all under a blanket as the 23 noses the 47 out of the way. He's got his sights set on his best friend, not really, Ricardo Garcia. The 51. Look at this mess that Michael Guthrie is in for 14th. 3 wide in front of him. Oh, man. And look at Garrett Lamar. He's back into 16th. He's trying to make his way, trying to make the best of what's happened today. As the 23 has gotten by Garcia, he's going to work on the 1. 3 wide into the corner, maybe, as the 46 is getting squeezed. He's on the outside lane. Garcia loses positions. Oh, no. That's 2, 3, maybe 4 positions lost for Ricardo Garcia. He's stuck on that outside lane. He's going to fall outside of the top 5, and he's fallen back to 8th or 9th here with 5 laps to go. A disastrous 4 corners for Ricardo Garcia and an amazing 4 corners for Christopher Marnell, who's going to track down his teammate Robbie Gordoff with 4 laps to go. And that's put Henry Guo into 3rd.
And so much has happened there in the past lap.
Garcia fell back to 9th, from 4th to 9th. And don't look now, that's Guthrie. That's Guthrie right behind him. The 48's now in 10th. Oh, man. Michael Guthrie has his eyes set on Ricardo Garcia. They're 3 wide. This is for the in-season tournament battle. The 48 bounces off the wall. They're side by side with 3 laps to go here at Gateway.
Oh, Garcia's going to take that spot. Not quite yet, but definitely now. As the Ricardo Garcia, he's still stuck on the high side. Michael Guthrie easily takes that spot away from him. But in the lead now, Christopher Marnell right on a bumper of his teammate, Robbie Gordoff.
Hometown kid versus team owner. The 33 misses the bottom in turn 4. We're going to be side by side. Coming to 2 laps to go. 2.5 miles for a first-time winner as the Season 1 champion, Hungary. He's on the back bumper of both of them. The 33 goes way wide. Robbie Gordoff is going to be side by side with 2nd place as Christopher Marnell has the lead with 2 laps to go. Here comes Henry Guo on the inside of the 33. Never mind, the 33, he misses the corner again. Robbie Gordoff has missed the corner in turns 3 and 4, 2 laps in a row. But it's the white flag out for none other than Christopher Marnell. The 51 of Michael Guthrie is in 10th. Ricardo Garcia has fallen back to 17th.
Wow.
As, the 21 of Anthony Foss, he pushes Robbie Gordoff out wide. Robbie Gordoff, he may even fall out of the top 5. He was leading at the time of 2 laps to go as he's fighting with Santiago Nicolas and Zachary Ponce. But here it is, Christopher Marnell. In Season 1 here at Gateway, he was leading until pit stops. Aaron Hunter was able to stretch his fuel. Not so much, it's the 23, crosses the line. Christopher Marnell wins, and Michael Guthrie is going to take home the in-season tournament championship. It's redemption. It's finally Marnell's time. Christopher Marnell, the winless streak is over. He gets his first career victory here at Gateway. Let's take a look at the pass for the in-season tournament win with 3 to go. It was the 51 who moved himself underneath the 48, and Garcia. A disastrous choke for Ricardo Garcia as the 51's going to burn it down in turn 4. I thought all hope was lost for Michael Guthrie.
I did too. That was an incredible finish, both for the race win and the in-season tournament win. I mean, at 51, he was 15th with Ricardo Garcia in 4th. Just a couple laps with, I think, 7 laps to go, and somehow he comes out victorious. That is... wow. As Christopher Marnell, he burns it down after winning this race. I mean, I'm honestly at a loss for words. I don't quite know what to say. So much happened there in the last 10 laps. Yeah.
Marnell, I mean, Santiago Nicolas may have led the most laps, and one could say he was definitely the cream of the crop. But the best driver, the best car in the field had to have been the 23 of Christopher Marnell. That was an incredible race, an incredible run for the 23. And Marnell, after having so many races ripped away from him, you could have a list of how many races Marnell was so close yet so far from having, including this season, Coca-Cola 600, Atlanta, the Auto Club race where he got trapped a lap down, is finally able to get it done. There's going to be a party in Dublin tonight. Let the Guinness get flowing as the 23 continues to burn it down. We'll take a look at these official results. Ricardo Garcia was 4th with 10 laps to go, finishes 18th. I can't. That's incredible. I can't even. I don't even have words for what happened in the last 10 laps. Not because of Christopher Marnell able to go from, I believe it was 8th to 1st in 6 or 7 laps to get the win, but then Garcia in the same amount of time. I wouldn't even say that was a fumble. That was a downright just handing it over to Michael Guthrie for the in-season tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what quite happened there, but that is generational choking, if I may say so myself, from Ricardo Garcia. There's very little to say about that besides you just can't let that happen. He got stuck on the high side and it just kept losing spots.
An incredible finish, an incredible race. Gateway produces yet another amazing finish here. As you saw, Quentin Haley unfortunately had a clutch issue with under 5 laps to go, had to pull it into the garage. Bad day for that 31 car. Or not even a bad day. They were doing okay, but that's just another sting for that Dark Horse Racing group. Take a look at these point standings here. Guthrie still has the points lead, 18 points over Santiago Nicolas. But no lead is safe. Not just in the points, but on the racetrack. One could say Robbie Gordoff. You could have said, "Oh, Robbie Gordoff's got the win. It's his," right? That was like over a second and a half lead. But just kept missing the corner in turns 3 and 4, and Marnell was just able to wrap that bottom so much better. That 23 car was hooked up. That 83 car was hooked up as well, and big shout out to Henry Guo with that top 3 finish. Another much needed victory, or another much needed moral victory for Henry Guo, who's also quietly stacking up those good races.
Yeah, so much happened there in the last couple of laps, but good job to everybody who did run up front. I mean, Robbie Gordoff and he also choked that one away. I mean, he just kept not being able to make those corners and handed it right to his team owner, the 23 Christopher Marnell. But Christopher Marnell obviously did an incredible job today getting that victory. I mean, that car was bad fast, but he made it. He took it to victory lane.
As much as it would sting, I mean, Robbie Gordoff, P6, finishes outside the top 5 after being second at the stripe. But if there was anybody I would say, hand the win to, in a sense. Handing it to your team owner ain't too bad, but Robbie Gordoff, again. Speaking of people who have had one slip away from them, I think Robbie Gordoff is definitely someone that we also need to consider as well. The Roval had a good run, had it taken away from him. Armory Digital was caught up in that massive last yellow when he was running within the top 10, and then COTA just wasn't able to track down the rest of the top 4. I think that's going to be one Robbie Gordoff is going to be thinking about for a long time.
For sure.
I mean, that was such an incredible race. We've got so many thoughts that we could go over. We may as well just start a post-race teardown like Jeff Gluck and Jordan Bianchi. But any final words, any final thoughts, Mr. Adelaide, before we sign off the air for tonight?
You can't let the pressure get to you. I think that's what happened to both Robbie Gordoff and Ricardo Garcia. The pressure of being where they were just got to them and choked those away. And yeah, that was just an incredible race here at Gateway. I mean, we always see good races here, but that was just an incredible display of why this track is so well loved by LIMECAR fans. And yeah, I'm really glad I could witness that in person.
Absolutely. And it goes to show the veterans will stay calm, cool, and collected. That's why Guthrie's got 2 wins, and it's now why Christopher Marnell. From all of us in the LimeCar booth, thank you, Mr. Adelaide, for joining us. We will see you guys next week for what is sure to be another amazing race. It's going to be Iowa For the first time in LimeCar history, we'll be at Iowa Speedway. We'll see you guys there. So long and good night.